Namaste. Welcome to Sefali's Yoga Talks. I'm Sefali.
And I'm Dean.
And this is Dean's diary and his diet plan.
Yes, in this video I wanted to finally come to the main subject of the diet that I'm currently on. So the diet I'm doing, it's called the longevity diet. So it's from this book by Dr Valter Longo. And the quickest way I can describe it, it's an almost vegan diet. So it's mostly fruit, vegetables. You're allowed a tiny bit of dairy. So like you might throw a bit of feta cheese into your salad or something like that. But your dairy is very, very limited or eliminated completely. As for meat, he allows you to eat fish up to 3 times a week. That includes things like shrimps, mussels. But you're limited to 3 portions a week. So you're mostly going to be living off vegetables and say similar diet basically to what a vegan would eat, just with a bit of fish and maybe a touch of dairy. So that's essentially the diet that I'm on. And my breakfast would then consist of chopping up an apple and putting some walnuts around it. So that's my favourite breakfast. I also have that as a snack if I feel like having it later in the day. My lunch is really similar every day. I have a large salad with a baked potato. So my salad would include lettuce, grilled tomatoes, cucumbers. Sometimes I'll throw a bit of celery in there as well. But that's essentially my lunch. And then my dinner will be an assortment of vegetables. So I'll have broccoli, peas, runner beans, maybe some corn, and another baked potato. And that's my evening meal. And I've been eating like that generally in the past, but I've had a lot more meat than that usually. So this diet's kind of fitted into the food that I like to eat and the way that I like to eat. All it's done is it's restricted my dairy intake and my meat intake by quite a lot. But I found that that's made me feel a lot better. My digestion's working better. I feel my energy levels are better, and I feel my immunity is stronger than it's ever been. I've been fighting off colds better than ever since being on this diet. And I found it's actually quite easy so far. Of course, it's the beginning, and diets are usually easy in the beginning. But so far, it's been a lot easier to lose weight because simply it's quite hard to eat tons of calories on this diet. You'd have to eat an enormous amount of salad, really, to eat too many calories.
Just one other thing, can I just repeat, is that you've dropped the meat, chicken, and now you are on a 3 times a week fish.
I used
is
to
that
eat
after exercise, before? Is there a particular time that you have this?
In the past, I used to eat fish about twice a day, so it's quite a big cut down for me to eat it 3 times a week. But yeah, I try to, if I have like a particularly hard exercise class, like the Wednesday class is really tough, I tend to eat fish about 1 to 2 hours after that class, so I have some sardines afterwards. And the other fish I usually eat salmon. It's those 2 that I have. It's either salmon or sardines, because you want to avoid fish that has mercury in it. Because I like tuna, but tuna has mercury in it. So the other important aspects of this diet are take a vitamin pill every 3 days, he recommends, or so, just to make sure that you're not losing out on any nutrients. Another thing that he introduced to me that I've never really thought about was eating from your ancestors' table. What he means by that is try and find out what your grandparents, great-grandparents used to eat, and try and stick to foods that your body was probably be familiar with. For example, there's a good chance that my ancestors never ate turmeric. So if I was to start eating that now, I don't know what effect it would have on my body if I had it in large quantities. So I'm eating generally food that my body's experience would be evolved to eat, basically. Limit your eating to a 12-hour window. So if you start eating at 8 in the morning, finish at 8 in the evening. So within that 12-hour window, you can eat after that only water. So after 8 o'clock, you'd only be drinking water. So if you have breakfast at 8, finish your dinner before 8. And as a general rule, he says, try not to eat after about 8 o'clock in the evening. So try and move your eating to a kind of earlier time period if you're used to eating later. The goal in this diet for me is to try and get my waist circumference down to about 33 inches. According to the book, he said anything over 40 inches is quite harmful to your health, leaves you vulnerable to various risks. And when I was measured last time, my waist was 45 inches, so I've got to drop 5 inches. That's going to be my first goal for waist circumference, to get myself below that threshold.
Right, I think that covers everything, and if you like this video, don't forget to give us a like, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And we're going to carry on with Dean's Diet Diary.
Yep. See you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.
Namaste.